Merry Christmas, everybody! Welcome to another edition of Doc's Dumpster, where it's a review of the movie Christmas with the Kranks. It would seem that Luther and Nora Krank are going to say goodbye to their only daughter, Blair, as she is going to go join the Peace Corps. And Luther decides that, well, instead of spending all kinds of money on presents and things like that, like they have for the past several years, why not save up all that money and go on a cruise with his wife? Well, at first she's a little reluctant about it, but then she decides, you know what the heck, let's do it. So word gets out around the neighborhood that they are not going to be putting up Christmas lights and a tree and decorations and all this other stuff like everybody else does in the neighborhood, and suddenly they are looked at as almost like terrible, terrible, terrible people. So they're trying to go about their days, trying to get ready for their cruise. They go to a tanning booth, and I think Luther had some kind of facial surgery or something like that. And Christmas Eve comes around, and they're getting ready to take off. They have nothing going for them and everything like that. And then Blair decides to call him up and say, hey, I'm coming back home, and I want you to meet my new fiancée I met while I was in the Peace Corps. Well, they tried to get their friends and neighbors to help them out to get everything put together in 12 hours. And so a couple of police officers named Celino and Trine try to buy them some time by making it seem like they are going to try and bust somebody for robbing a place, in which they actually wind up doing the real thing. So they wind up getting Blair back home, and they're all about to have a good Christmas party when Luther is feeling really rotten and bad that he couldn't take his wife on a cruise and everything didn't quite go as he planned. So Nora basically chews him up one way and down the other. And then he decides to give his cruise tickets to his neighbors across the street, in which the wife is suffering from cancer, and he decides, there you go, have the tickets and have a good time. And the movie ends with what appears to be Santa Claus in a Volkswagen being pulled to the sky by a reindeer. Why? Because early in the movie, Luther ran into a guy dressed as Santa Claus who was selling umbrellas, and turns out I guess he was supposed to be the real Santa Claus after all. Movie stars, as you can see right there, Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, Eric Sullivan, Cheech Marin, Tom Poston, and Jake Busey. But does this movie, that many people consider to be one of the worst movies of all time, if not one of the worst Christmas movies of all time, does it really deserve to be put into a dumpster? Sorry, that was the best plain sound effect I could get. But yes, yes it does. The movie was a pretty big hit at the box office, but quite honestly, this movie is a waste of comedic talent. Tim Allen, funny actor. Jamie Lee Curtis, funny actress. Dan Aykroyd can be funny if you put him in the right comedies. Same thing with Cheech Marin, very funny comedian. And the odd thing is that this movie was based on a story by John Grisham, the guy who does Pelican Brief and a bunch of other movies about lawyers and such. But this movie was not funny. There were so many moments of this movie that I just did not laugh at. And again, it was just such a shame that this movie had a great cast of comedic characters and stars. I think what bothered me the most was that the fact that this movie basically said, don't be an individual, just basically do what the neighborhood tells you to do, and pretty much live in live in Stepford country, basically. Where you're pretty much a robot and you're going to do whatever everybody tells you to do. But this movie was, again, just not funny. And it's such a shame that this was Tom Poston's last movie. Because it's a shame. This movie is really bad. If you want a movie where you're probably not going to laugh a whole lot and you're just going to sit there and pretty much just hate just about everybody in the movie, this one's for you. But however you feel about it, let me know in the comments below. But there you guys have it, a review of Christmas with the Kranks. If you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. If you got a movie that you think belongs in the dumpster that could possibly be a worse Christmas movie than this one, I'm pretty sure you can probably dig one up, because imagine Santa sent you one. Send it my way, and I'll get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching. Merry Christmas to you all, and happy 2017. God bless, and as always, stay strong and rock on.